Your college. Your community. Your Stampede TV.
Hello, and welcome to Stampede TV. I'm Gabriel Jimenez.
And I'm Amber Plummer. Thanks for taking time out of your busy schedule as the semester is starting to shape up. Before we start, note that next weekend, February 14th through the 15th, is Family Weekend. If you see a lot of families around, be sure to make them feel welcome.
Have you heard about the Milligan student going over and beyond regards what is bringing awareness to human trafficking? Amber has more to share.
Sophomore basketball player John Crow was recently appointed to the Tennessee Human Trafficking Task Force.
Well, it started when I got invited to an IJM meeting on campus when it first started, after Stephanie Freed from Rafa House visited and talked about it. And so a friend of mine, Zach, invited me to go. And we started getting involved. We started watching videos, getting educated about it. And so I got more and more involved in, we started asking questions like, what is it like in the state and what are people doing about it? And so I had a chance to go to Nashville, and I got to meet with a person at the TBI, the Tennessee Bureau of Investigation, who's working on it. Her name is Margie Quinn, and she kind of introduced me to what's happening in Tennessee and the legislation that was being passed. They established the task force, which is what I got appointed to. And from that task force, the governor sets up who's going to be on it, and they wanted someone to represent college students because they want it to be a community-wide. They want it to be non-governmental, governments, students, everyone to be represented. And so since I was already kind of in the process, I was the one that got picked.
Although the task force is still in the preliminary stages, John Crow already has big plans for the future.
My goal is to find tangible ways for college students to help, because there's a lot of, just about every college in Tennessee has at least one group that's anti-human trafficking, trying to stop it or trying to help the effort. And so what I want to do is make sure those get connected in some way. Whether or not they're doing the same things doesn't really matter, but just that they know there's resources there for them, and that the state can help provide them so that they can be really effective in what they do.
For more information, go to ijm.org. This has been Amber Plummer reporting for Stampede TV.
For more information, contact John Crow about joining Milligan's chapter of IJM. Are you feeling the happiness of Valentine's Day since it is just a week away? How about attending the Valentine's Cabaret? It is going to be a fun event, and you should find your date now.
Valentine's Day is just around the corner, and Milligan has decided to do something special. Friday, February 14th at 8 p.m. in the cafeteria of Sutton, there will be a Valentine's Cabaret showcasing the musical talents of Milligan students. To get the whole story, we asked Charlotte Anderson and Noah DeLong, two of the organizers of the show, a few questions. So, what's this show all about?
It's going to be all about just having a great time and listening to wonderful music.
What kinds of songs can we expect to hear?
Things like When I Fall in Love. We got Mr. Sandman, which is a really popular sort of quartet. It's a quartet of women doing that. We've got Java Jive, since we'll be serving coffee and tea and stuff like that.
What performances are you most looking forward to?
Very specific question, huh? Well, as always, I'm excited about Heritage performing. They're a group that I work with, doing some just different things. They're singing Madrigal called Fair Phyllis, and as a lot of English madrigals go, there's some double entendres there. It's kind of fun. They're also singing a Beatles tune as well, a cappella version of Yesterday.
Is there a reason that you and Charlotte Anderson will not be performing this year?
Yeah, there's a great reason. We had so many student performers audition who were so good, and only have so many slots for the concert.
Tickets for the show are $15 for general admission and $10 for Milligan students. This has been Sierra Plesy reporting for the Stampede.
Tickets are selling fast, so get with your loved one as soon as possible. In other news, Milligan has added 2 new majors this week, music business and economics. These majors will be available fall 2014. The business major will be divided into 2 tracks, business and technical. Talk to Dr. Kelly Brown and find out more. The economics minor will now be a major. Dr. David Campbell can tell you more about that program.
You always made sure I brushed my teeth.
You told me that smart was cool. you always told me to dream big.
To all of those parents who took the time to make raising their children their most important job, we'd like to say,
thank you.
Thank you. From the bottom of my heart, thanks, Mom and Dad.
This message is brought to you by the U.S. Air Force.
Turning to the artistic side of Milligan, usually Milligan College Art Gallery highlights artists within Milligan, but a special guest has come to campus to show us a new perspective on art. Milligan art professor Nick Blosser tells us a little more about the show.
Ted Murphy. I've been friends with him for going back to when we were both in undergraduate school. We've lived near each other for a lot of those years while we were in school and shortly afterwards, but then we kind of went our different ways geographically, but we continue to stay in touch. Over the years, he's maintained a love of his favorite abstract painters, as well as a love of drawing from nature and drawing from the world around him. Media-wise, he's worked across the board in oil paint and acrylic, a lot of watercolor in recent years, a lot of just straightforward drawing media and so forth. And recently, what he's been doing in the past year or so, which you'll see in this show, to me reflects kind of a bringing together those two concerns. The pieces are quite abstract in some sense, but they include some beautiful kind of rendered objects and forms from things he's observing in the world around him, and he kind of blends these two worlds together. And the media in these seems to also be a reflection of kind of years of tinkering with all sorts of different mediums exclusively, and now he's kind of brought them together and made a lot of mixed media pieces that include mainly watercolor, graphite, and colored pencil. The show will start on view the 10th of February, and I believe it's going to run through about the 18th when we need to bring it down before our first senior exhibition.
Are you a senior and looking for a job? On February 27th from 1 p.m. to 4 p.m. at the Millennium Center, a career fair will be held. Over 60 employers and graduate and professional schools all in one location. Also, today, February 7th, is a productive day on campus. We not only have the Art from the Buffalo School exhibit at the Nelson Fine Art Gallery beginning at 7, but we also have a dearly beloved Mr. Buff competition this evening at 7:30 in the Gregory Center. Admission is $3. Be sure to show your support tonight.
I don't think anyone captured my first steps on camera. I was the 5th kid, and by that time, first steps weren't a big deal. I was 16 and driving home with my brother Ben. A distracted driver hit us. Ben died on impact. I had 47 days in a hospital bed for reality to settle in. With a major spinal cord injury, doctors said I would never walk again. But deep down, I knew I would. I prayed that every day. Family, friends, strangers, all started to pray for me to be able to walk again. The progress has been slow, and the victories hard won, but I feel the prayers.
Whether you need support in a tragedy or just to make it through a bad day, prayer can make a difference. America, let's come together by believing with each other.
For someone to come alongside you and say, I'm going to believe with you, it means a lot.
Hi, my name is Kristen Kwan, and this past December, Milligan College received a major gift, a new presidential home and a place where Milligan community can come for fellowship. Let's take a look.
Built in 2006, the 5-bedroom home is located off Carroll Creek Road in North Johnson City and sits on several acres of hilltop land.
Hello, welcome to Milligan's new home. If you'd like to come on in, we'll show you around. Some of the interesting things we've learned about it is this staircase here. The staircase, the chandelier, and over here in the dining room, the table were custom made to blend and match together the same ironwork. This is the lower level of the home where we envision entertaining groups of students, probably be used for meetings and small retreats on campus.
The lower level of the home features a wide variety of living space, including a billiard room, a small theater, an exercise room, a sauna, and an 8-foot deep pool.
We have quite a bit of space around. We can set up tables. As you can see, we have several tables down there. We had the basketball seniors over the other day, and they had a nice time visiting and enjoying the downstairs. So this is a space we feel like will be used a lot to entertain and host and have visitors and groups for meetings or whatever might set up well down here.
The 9,525 square foot home will provide an ideal location for fellowship opportunities and offers a beautiful panoramic view of Johnson City.
We hope you've enjoyed taking a look at the new home that Milligan has been so humbled and grateful to receive. The whole story of this started last September when I received a phone call from an acquaintance of mine who said, "I want to take you somewhere." And he brought me up to this property, and we met with one of the associates of the donor who said, "We'd just like to know that if we gave this to Milligan College, what would you do with it?" And they really were hopeful that this would be used as a president's residence and as a hospitality venue, and we are really looking forward to being able to share this space with lots of groups from Milligan and the community and friends and supporters of Milligan, and we're just very, very anxious to see how God uses this property to further Milligan's mission.
All the preparation, the training, it all comes down to this.
To be a winning team, you have to work like a winning team.
We have a job to do out here today.
Some people think it's about muscle, but it's really about heart. A lot of heart.
My team depends on me.
And my team is 50,000 strong. Looks like a lot of work's going into this.
Is what it feels like to be part of a team.
A winning team.
The action team.
Get in on the action at actionteam.org. Are you in?
Milligan has a new sport this year. John Stedman has more.
Hello and welcome to this very special edition of Stampede TV. I'm John Stedman along with Joel Salva, and we'll be taking a very good insight into the newly formed men's volleyball program. Joel, why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself?
Hi there, Joel Salva, the head coach of the men's volleyball team here at Milligan. I ended up playing 4 years of my college ball at King College while they just formed their new Division II program there. I played 1 year overseas and before I came here to Milligan, so not quite the first time I've coached. I've done 3-4 years of club coaching, 2 in Atlanta and then 2 here in Northeast Tennessee. So my first time kind of getting a full hands-on approach with the guys, and I love it.
Well, fantastic. Well, why don't you tell us a little something about the team? I understand it's a club team, not like a varsity team.
At this point in time, it is correct. We are just a club team, which has some pros and has some cons. The pros are, as we're going forward, we don't really have a whole lot of stipulations as to how we can recruit. We don't have a whole lot of sanctions. The hard part is it is hard to recruit, where you get a lot of these talented players that have put so much time into developing their game. It's hard to convince them, instead of going Division I, Division II, Division III, or NAIA, just to come and get your education and just play at the club level. So there is kind of a little trade-off.
And around what time would you like to see this program develop into a full-fledged varsity team?
Oh, that's on administration. I mean, I'd love it as soon as possible. I've been around the sport right now almost 12 years, whether I'm playing or coaching. I just, God's given me a passion for it, and it's just such a great medium to really express just kind of the gospel that that is Jesus Christ through sport. So I love it. I'm excited just to kind of see where Milligan can take it. Obviously, the sooner the better, but building a program from scratch takes time. But it's definitely, I think we're on the right page, setting the foundation for eventually, a couple years down the road to actually be competitive with it.
Well, that's good. That's excellent. I was actually at your first match at King, where you played Emmanuel, and there was a surprisingly large turnout from the Buff Nation.
That was a surprise. I'm very grateful that Buff Nation travels extremely well. So I'd love to see that continuing as we press forward. Definitely seeing the support from, not only from the student body, but also the administration as we press forward. That'd be awesome.
That's good. That's good. Now, in what areas are you looking for improvement in the team's overall play as we move forward from here?
At this point in time, we don't really have, a full set roster in the sense that we only have 5 guys on scholarship. So we're continuing to constantly look out and reach out to the Milligan campus as it is. If guys out there, if you want to come out and play, I mean, shoot me an email. We'd love to get you kind of to come out and practice, see how things go, and if it's something you enjoy, by all means, man, we'd love to have you. At this point in time, I mean, we're looking for every single position, you name it. Front row, back row. We have someone that just comes in just to serve right now. A setter, libero, middle, outside, right side, opposite, you name it. We'd love to have it.
Well, maybe I'll sign up.
Hey.
Well, the first home game is scheduled for February 22nd, and we'd love to see a large turnout there for our new men's volleyball program.
Tentatively, it is scheduled for the 22nd against, which I believe will be our arch rival now. It would be Bryan College, because they're actually in the same position as Milligan. They just now started a men's club program. So I think that's going to be our big rival, just kind of pressing forward. And it'd be great to actually see where we match up with another program that started at the exact same time. And I think we can learn a lot from that game, just to kind of see where our program is in comparison. You can only learn so much from playing well-established teams, but at a competitive level, I would love to see where our guys go.
All right, well, fantastic. Thank you for joining us, Joel. It was really good to get that insight.
So, do you want to hear about the things going on at the Wellness Center? Andrew has more to share about this.
Since its launch in 2010, the Gilliam Wellness Center has serviced the Milligan College community with a wide range of fitness and workout opportunities. Recently, I interviewed Director Chris Webb about the center's current growth and program improvements.
Has attendance gone up since the start of the fall semester this year?
Yes, absolutely. It has picked up, probably started picking up around October. We would probably see about 50 or 60 more students or faculty and staff a day. And since the beginning of the school year, the beginning of the new year of 2014, there's been a large increase with attendance, with New Year's resolutions and the light class workload so far this semester. But that will probably begin to die down as classes pick up and people begin studying and taking tests more. So,
on average for this year so far, how many people do you say come to this place about every day to use the equipment?
I would say on average it's probably around 150, 175, somewhere in there.
Okay, student-wise, what's the general demographic of ages you see in here?
I would say most of the student use is younger students, probably freshmen and sophomores.
What are some changes that you've made recently?
I would say the newest change would be the Stairmaster machines that were introduced to the Wellness Center probably 2013 summer, around the beginning of the summer. I would say that's the newest addition to the Wellness Center. We moved our spin bikes around a little bit during Christmas break, and it's probably the newest look to the Wellness Center, but other than that, it's stayed the same.
Are there any new fitness opportunities that are available this year?
Yes, a big kind of, I don't know the word I'm looking for, but a fun thing for people to do to work out is to do a workout DVD, and we purchased about 3 different sets of new workout DVDs for people to use on the TVs in the aerobics rooms here at the Wellness Center. We have new to the Wellness Center Focus T25, Turbo Fire, and what was the other new one I bought? One called CT50. So those are available, as well as Insanity and P90X and Jillian Michaels, different stuff, yoga, so a lot of different options for workout DVDs.
And how would you say is the easiest way for a potential student to access all of this?
It's real simple. It's here right in the middle of campus for the students. It's free to all undergraduate students, and you have to sign a waiver, make sure that your student ID works properly, and come use the Wellness Center. It's open most hours of the day, so it is free and open to you.
This has been Andrew Hansworth reporting for the Stampede.
Well, it seems things are going well for the Wellness Center. Ever wonder what goes on within the SGA meetings? Brittany Schaefer will take us in for an SGA Minute.
Good day, Milligan College. This is Jeff Prep-T, your student government president. I would just like to update you all on the things that are coming up in the coming months and what we went over in our meeting this evening. Tonight, we discussed several things that are going on, namely Mr. Buff, some events that we are going over, some fundraisers that we are planning, and our elections for upcoming mid-April. We're very excited for everything that'll be going on, and in the coming weeks, we will have various meetings with Milligan College's finest, and we look forward to everything that we're going to be able to bring to you. Thank you, and have a good day.
That was very insightful. Well, that's it for this episode of Stampede TV. Be sure to check us out online at www.milliganstampedetv.com or Facebook, or follow us on Twitter at MC Stampede. I'm Gabriel Jimenez.
And I'm Amber Plummer. Thanks for watching and have a great weekend.